Must have that big gold Ganesha on the main stage.
No, what? No. You really want to do this, Shanti?
Do you want to take me on, Jennifer?
I don't do yoga and Taibo for nothing.
No. And the tablecloths and overlays must be burnt orange and black. Before you know it, we'll only see our Prishan at weddings and birthdays.
And funerals, no?
Yeah, my funeral, because if he leaves me, I'll die.
Oh, definitely not.
And Jodie must wear cerise and yellow for her bridal colors.
What this?
Ma, okay, it's a G-string, ma.
What the G for? What happens if Prishan and Jodie actually want a small wedding?
Oh, Shanti.
What?
Kandasamys don't do small.
Great fun. If you remember keeping up with the Kandasamys, South Africa's #1 movie at the box office in 2017, then Kandasamys' The Wedding will be right up your alley as another local feature film hits the big screen tonight. Joining us from Durban, we've got the producer Suda Sing and co-writer Rory Booth. Gentlemen, good to have you. Welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you.
Hi, Leanne. Thanks for having us.
Congratulations for bringing in the second segment, and this was needed because, you know, after we went through the entire drama of the dating and breaking up friendships and finally finding love, we needed to see The Wedding. Was this always in the pipeline? Did this always was this the next step always? I don't know who wants to talk to us about that. Rory, perhaps you want to go there?
Well, after the first film, Keeping Up with the Kandasamys, I think the fans, anyone who watched it, the first thing that they said when they met either one of us in public was, "We're ready for the wedding." Thanks, guys. Well, we're ready for the sequel, The Wedding. So I think a lot of it had to do with the public deciding that there should be a sequel.
Yeah, I agree with you. Rory, Suda, I know that you wanted to add to that as well.
Yeah, I'm just saying, it's our fans that determined it. The Kandasamys really made a brand for itself, and we're really thankful for that audience. And they couldn't wait. In fact, the sequel is coming just in time, and it took 18 months to bring it here today. Wow. We're really proud that South Africa has the sequel, Kandasamys The Wedding.
Yeah, it is such a fantastic storyline, and I think so many South Africans can relate to it. That's the reality. It doesn't matter where you come from or what you do, you experience these kind of characters in your lives, and I think you portrayed it so beautifully on screen in the first one, and this obviously now following on from the first one. But did you ever realize the success when you went into this project? I mean, because it turned into a great success and a huge box office hit.
In fact, Leanne, it was a passion project for African Lotus to be involved in something like this. Credit must go to Junaid Ahmed because it was a co-production, the first one. It set the bar, and we're sad not to have him now. And African Lotus actually is carrying the sequel this time around. With the bar being set, I think this movie is really something to watch. It's international standard, yeah. And fans are definitely not going to be disappointed. The script, I must say, Rory and Jane did a fantastic job. It's a brilliant script. You'll be rocking out of your chair, promise you, Leanne.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I felt that way with the first one. I was giggling out loud and enjoying every second and falling in love with the characters as well. So talk to us about the storyline. So we know it's the follow-on. We know that this is The Wedding. But Rory, the writing of the script and the kind of storyline around it, let's go into a bit of detail there.
Well, following on from the first film, Jodie and Prishan, the son and daughter of our leads, Jennifer and Shanti, played by Jailoshni Naidu and Maheshni Naika, are getting married. And the backdrop of the sequel is the build-up to the wedding and all the dramas that happen in between mother-in-laws to be, husband and wife to be, and we deal with a lot of issues, just using an Indian wedding as the character this time. So I think the story talks about a lot of human issues. Doesn't matter a human being faces in life, but we tell it through the eyes of a South African Indian community.
Yeah, I mean, and just listen, anything that happens behind the scenes of any wedding is actually quite funny if you think about it. But behind the scenes of an Indian wedding, I have heard how unbelievably crazy it can get, and how big and, you know, putting your best foot forward is the most important thing. The glitz and the glamour.
Most definitely. It's always let's top the last wedding that we saw,
Yeah.
kind of a mentality. But with that, I mean, I'm saying that in jest, but with that, there's always a lot of comedy and a lot of humor that's part of it. As a benchmark, whenever Jane and I write, there's humor in the truth. So whenever you tell the truth, there's automatic humor that you find in it.
Yeah, without a doubt. Suda, in terms of you were saying that this is of an international standard, and it really is. I mean, there's no getting away from that. We know how big Bollywood is. And my question to you is, how did the film actually do internationally?
Well, we've been quite fortunate in the last movie that the popularity actually drove the movie. It's been screened at Toronto Film Festival. It's been on the airlines internationally. We've been getting fans sending us a clip of the movie that they watched in the airplane. So it's been overseas, and this one we definitely have a marketing campaign behind it, more so than the first one. So I suppose the sequel will have a far reach, especially in the Indian diaspora.
Yeah, it certainly will. And listen, we wish you the best of luck. So I know that you've had the pre-screening as well, but tonight's the night that the whole of South Africa should and can go out and see it, right? It's on the cinemas nationwide.
Yes,
Yes.
Without a doubt. I think we all, our fingers are crossed. As I mentioned, Rory and Jane did a fantastic job. It's intelligent. It puts a community out there proudly. And as Rory pointed out, it's much more than an Indian story. It's a South African Indian story, but it's for all audiences. You can identify with the wit, you can identify with the humor, you can identify with the subplots. And it brilliantly comes together in so many ways. You might sit, watch, and think, oh, I've seen this before. Yeah. I've seen that before. This is going to happen, and this doesn't happen. It just takes you to another level in this movie. The reviews so far, as you pointed out, we had our premiere the week before. It's only the one word that's coming out, positively brilliant. So audiences are definitely in for a treat here.
Oh, fantastic. Guys, I wish you the best of luck. Have fun tonight. Yeah. And let's urge all South Africans to go out there and watch this movie. Proudly South African and brought to us by these two great guys, Suda Sing, who's a producer, and Rory Booth, co-writer of Kandasamys, The Wedding. Let's take a break.
Thank you. Thank you so much,
Leanne. Thank you.